There are horror icons. There's Freddy, there's Jason, there's Pinhead, there's Chucky. But then there are iconic horror actors.
Very excited. Hollywood Dreams and Nightmares, the Robert Englund Story, is coming out June 6th. What inspired you to create this documentary?
I think it's pretty simple for us. Is that Robert is the ultimate icon of horror. I mean, for our generation and obviously our parents' generation as well. He has been a horror icon, a staple of horror since 1984. He's up there with Christopher Lee, Lugosi, Peter Cushing. He's the last great icon, I think. It's great having Kane Hodder. It's great having, Doug Bradley and, Jeffrey Combs, or people like that. They're brilliant. But I think Robert sits there with the classic kind of horror actors and characters. So that was the reason. Someone had to celebrate his work. Someone has to celebrate his legacy. And it had to be us, really.
I kind of knew most about Robert Englund in terms of his filmography. And I love both like the 1980s slashers, your Nightmare on Elm Street. But I was brought up also like in all the kind of like, well, as a kid, boring 70s dramas through my old man. A lot of people are like, oh my God, I didn't even realize he was in stuff before V and Nightmare on Elm Street. And I did already being a complete snob. I think ultimately, though, what I learned from this was probably, it's more about the man himself, to be honest. And what was interesting for me was I wasn't there for like the first interview or so for this documentary with him. We interviewed him 4 times. I think what you see in the documentary is what the real life version is. It's not a character, and you might think it is as well, that it's an act. He's a storyteller, and there's something quite almost constantly theatrical about him.
I'll get you, my pretty, and your little soul too.
What can fans expect?
This is a love letter to Robert's career. I think fans will be able to explore again, cliche, the man behind the fedora and the man behind the glove. He isn't just Freddy Krueger. This isn't just, that character we all love. This guy, is way beyond that. And I think in our bonus features, Eli Roth says, if you love Freddy Krueger, you love Robert Englund. And I want people to watch it and then go and look for Buster and Billy, go and look for Dead and Buried, go and look for The Hustle. Go and look for those films that you maybe never have watched because, you might think they're old now, but actually Robert, such a powerful performance in those. And that's the person you want to see.
So what do you believe it is about Robert Englund that is so fascinating and endearing to fans?
He cares about his fans, he cares about the genre. He's an ambassador for it. He likes to talk to his fans. He likes to have, spend time with those people.
You are all my children now.
The characters he's created, which are so iconic, and they're only iconic because of him. And that's no disrespect to the writers and the creators and the directors, but you put Freddy Krueger on paper, there's so many ways you can play that character. Robert plays him with such a wit and such a glee. That's why he's lasted. And you can see Robert through Freddy.
Yes, Robert Englund is the reason why I love horror as well. And Freddy Krueger is my all-time favorite. So when I had the chance to interview him for a 5-minute television interview, he stayed on the call with me for over an hour, telling me about old Hollywood, giving me compliments. And like you said, he is Freddy and Freddy is him. It's everything he does, certain mannerisms, his voice. It just makes you feel like a kid again, really. I have to ask the hot button question now. Because you had the chance to sit down with him and talk to Robert, do you believe that he will put on the glove one more time?
I think he could. I mean, they did it with Tony Todd with Candyman, okay, for like a blink and you'll miss him, but it was still nice to see. It was like, there he is, good. But the beauty of the Nightmare on Elm Street films is the possibilities are limitless. It's certainly happening now. They've just de-aged Harrison Ford for Indiana Jones. See how that goes. And they're doing it for everyone now, dead or alive these days, who knows. With Robert and with the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, there's no reason. I mean, if you think in part 3 he was a giant snake, he was a puppeteer. I'm literally paraphrasing the documentary now by saying this, but the options are unlimited, and you can do stuff which might obviously be a bit heavily effects based, but it works within context of like the dreams, so that's why it's limitless.
He definitely should do it, I think. I mean, I'd love for him to do it. I know Jason Blum's after him. Jason Blum has said, if we do it, we need Robert. It was proven with Vecna on Stranger Things that Vecna's so there in that series. He's such a force, yet doesn't actually do a lot, Vecna doesn't. He just stands there and waves his hand about a little bit, really. And I think if you can do that and have such a powerful character, Freddy doesn't need to be dancing around the place. Freddy doesn't. And as Chris said, you can do all that stuff with obviously the creatures he becomes. Then you can have the real source to Freddy being this really creepy entity, which is just there controlling everything. So I think that might be good. We should write a script, Chris, I think.
Thank you both so much for taking the time to chat with me.
No problem. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you.